What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Football Capital, and I am back for another Premier League show. We've had games, start of the week, midweek, end of the week, right into the FA Cup. But let's talk Premier League here. Yeah, 3 days, all it took, 3 days into the new year, and Liverpool give us something to cheer about, something to laugh about. I mean, I know we got touched up to Brentford as well, but Liverpool, you're not getting away with it this time. 3-1. 3-1. Stung by the bees. You love to see it. You love to see it. Liverpool getting absolutely pelted. What's going on? Mo Salah, you brought in Gakpo. All right, he didn't play. What's going on? Maybe if I can suggest, it might have something to do with your midfield. I don't know. Maybe a combined age of 160 in that midfield. Maybe that's something to look at. I know you guys keep shouting for Jude Bellingham, but hey, maybe we should start there. But what a game, what a result to kick it off, to kick it all off. Liverpool down 3-1. Now, I mean, they didn't begin well. I think they scored an own goal. Kanate, fantastic centre-back. Own goal there, fantastic. I mean, 2-0 down after, just before half-time. They do pull one back with, Ox. Didn't know the guy was still playing. But then finished off. I mean, before it was even 2-0, right? How many warning shots do you need? VAR, look, correct decisions in my opinion. Two correct decisions, 2 offsides. But how many warning signs did you guys need? One goes in, the other one goes in, and literally after the second time he got ruled off for offside, within under a minute, they literally got the goal that made it 2-0. So, I don't know, man, Liverpool, the defence, their midfield, it's kind of all over the shop at the moment with them. We love to see it, of course, but it's all gone wrong this season. It's all gone wrong. And look, we are in the January transfer window. This is where they need to start making some moves, start making some signings. They do got Cody Gakpo, a bit of a hijack from United. You can call that if you want. But it's an odd one because now more wingers, more attacking players. Yeah, okay, you're not getting the goals, but at the same time, you're conceding a few down the other end. And your midfield, I've been calling this midfield for ages, in my opinion. Look now, in my opinion, Thiago is probably your best midfielder by far. I mean, he's been looking okay now, but we all know he loves an injury, so he's going to probably be out soon. You know what I mean? Fabinho as well, he loves a few injuries, and then you got your Milner every now and then pops in there, but Henderson, is he good enough? Keita, is he good enough? You got Carvalho, where does he really play? Does he play in some of the wings or in that midfield position? Thiago is, I think, probably your best midfielder, but the issue with Thiago, in my opinion, he doesn't suit Klopp's system. He gets the ball, in my opinion, slows the game down a little bit, but you're still saying put them through balls in. I think he assisted a few goals already, even in the last couple of weeks. Creating, yes, he's probably your best creator. And I do rate the player. But I think for Klopp's system, that heavy metal, fast-paced football, I think every time he gets the ball, maybe a half a second too slow to turn. I know he likes to hold possession and looks to control, but in a Klopp system, it just doesn't really work. So I don't know why they're going for more wingers, because when everyone is back, when Dees is back, when Jota is back, who's playing where? Do you know what I mean? Cody's in now, Darwin Núñez. The less we speak about him, the better. I think Liverpool fans would rather not speak about him as well, just missing chances left, right and centre. He gets in good position, the ball gets to him, but I don't know, that bozo gene in him, make sure the ball always goes wide or straight to the keeper or over the post, almost like the Timo Werner, the Uruguayan Timo Werner back in the Prem. But where to now for Liverpool? Because they did play a game in the FA Cup against Wolves as well, and guess what? They're very lucky to get away with it, because Wolves did score what looked like a legit goal at the end there, towards the end of the game. Liverpool should be possibly out of the cup, but they find themselves in a replay, and even some of the goals they conceded in that game, not really the best. And I think Van Dijk is out now, So that's another player. Injuries are really harming Liverpool at the moment. Can they find their way? Can they bounce back into the next couple of games? It was a big loss to Brentford. Who do they have next? Let me quickly have a look to see who Liverpool play next. Brighton Munich. That's another one, another team that you never know with them, because they could turn up one week and like we saw this week, they 4-1 to Everton, or they could get turned over like the week before to Arsenal. So all depends what Liverpool team rock up at Brighton, but it's going to be a tricky one as well for them. But it's not looking good. Liverpool fans, let me know what you think in the comments. We love to see it. The more of this, the better, in my opinion. It's always good to see Liverpool drop points. Liverpool get slapped about. You know, that one Premiership title is all they can really talk about at the moment. But let's go in to the next day, where we had a few results. We already touched on that Brighton, little bit Brighton and Everton. I don't know, Frank Lampard got knocked out in the FA Cup to United as well, 3-1 there, a few goals there. But the week before, they draw to Manchester City, so make it make sense, you know what I mean? But Brighton went over there, touched them up, got the result, got the 3 points. Fulham getting the result as well. Fulham getting the result there. Was it a Mitrovic goal? I think Mitrovic, yeah, he did. Early goal there, 17th minute, held the lead. A few chances there by Leicester with Tielemans. I know they got injuries as well. Maddison not being available, but another manager. We talk about Frank Lampard. Brendan Rodgers, is he on the chopping block as well? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. Are they going to start bringing players in now in the window, even though the owners want to try reduce the wage bill and all that before they can start bringing players in? So Brendan Rodgers has got some work to do there if they look to keep him on. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with Leicester. But Arsenal, they finally dropped some points. Arsenal, the Gunners. But you know what? Let's be honest. Newcastle, terrorist football by them, wasting time from minute one, really. I think it was the game that we played them this season or last season. Maybe this season. 15 minutes in, their goalkeeper's getting yellow cards because he's wasting time. And they did exactly the same thing here. They did have a few chances themselves, maybe to pinch a goal. Arsenal definitely the better side. But in saying Arsenal were the better side, from memory, I think they had only 4 shots on target. They didn't really work. Nick Pope. I think the only chance, maybe the one he saved with his foot at the end, was it Martinelli or someone? I can't remember who exactly it was. Takes the shot, but you know, this is for a team that's top of the table at the time, 7 points clear. They need to be doing better. They need to try to be putting these teams away. And especially, all right, if it's a nil or a draw, you can understand these guys are defending for their lives, killing the game every chance they took, wasting time. And to be honest, maybe Arsenal should have got a few penalties in that one. Do you know what I mean? The pull on, who was it? Gabriel. The pull down on Gabriel. Don't know why that wasn't given as a pen. The other one, the handball, I think it's 50-50 for me, because is his hands in a unnatural position? Not really. Was the distance close? Possibly. So you can probably see why it wasn't given. But hey, we all seen these kind of penalties given pretty much all season, or pretty much since VAR's come in. But Arsenal, yeah, I think they should have been testing Pope a little bit more in this one. But look, this is why they had the 7-point gap. You know, they made it 8 before that Manchester City game. I think, you know, because City beat Chelsea 1-0, the gap is back to 5. But hey, it's still advantage Arsenal. I mean, Newcastle have been a tricky fixture for a lot of the teams. Look, did they come to Old Trafford? Was it a game at Old Trafford where we could have pinched it at the end with Rashford with that header, but it went wide? Yeah, they just make it hard. Newcastle make it hard. And this time-wasting business, maybe we need to see some of that 10 minutes extra time that we saw in the World Cup to try to stop some of this time-wasting. And I think it was like 47 minutes the ball was in play in that game. Very similar to when we played them as well. So They obviously got a game plan, Newcastle, to try pinch some points off the top sides and maybe even get themselves Europa or Champions League football. Bit of a stepping stone before they kick on in the next couple of seasons. They're gonna be dangerous. They're gonna be a headache now because it's really tough trying to make fucking Champions League. We don't need you guys to fuck it all up. But look, Arsenal still looking good, still looking pretty on top of the table. The Aussie Gooner will be happy. He'll be happy with that result. Oh, no, not so much with the result, but where they are at the table at the moment. He'll be smiling. And he dropped the video calling a spade on Mikel Arteta. So, you know what I mean? The Cone boy over there, he's loving him now. Saying he's the best manager in the world. He's doing all these. But we'll see, Steve. Is this near law a sign of Arsenal doing the Spurs? North London. It's contagious a little bit, you know what I'm saying, over there. But moving on. Man United, 3 points, 3 goals, 3-point collectors here, doing what we need to do. Another clean sheet, another win. Hey, what? Is this what the Premier League's about? Picking up these 3 points. Easy peasy, mate. Get the job done. That's what you want. That's what we want to see. Another win at home. Another 3 points. Another clean sheet, which is one of the most important things. I know a lot of people will say, look, it's only Bournemouth, and the week before it's only Wolves, and especially where they are on the table, and before the break against Fulham and the Nottingham Forest as well, getting 3 there. Look, you can only beat what's in front of you. You know what I mean? These are the hiccups United had in the previous seasons anyways, losing to these teams where we go on a good run. We kind of get the results against the stronger teams, maybe not against Liverpool and Cities and all that last season, but majority of the time, these clubs, Bournemouth is like a bogey team, Wolves especially, another bogey team, and then we always drop points to that team that gets relegated that season. So, it's definitely good to see the boys playing Ten Hag football. It's on its way. And what I love about United at the moment, even with some players out, rested or whatever it might be, we're seeing Luke Shaw at centre-back at times as well. The football doesn't change. We still play the same way. We still attack. We still defend. I mean, this is what we want to see. Yeah, when players are out, you need players to step in. And that can do the job. We saw Wan-Bissaka, and just because he's had a couple of games doesn't mean now we keep him all of a sudden. If the manager thinks he's not the right guy, he's not the right guy. We got to move him on. But we saw defensively, even on the ball a little bit, he looks a little bit better. There's been an improvement. That's what happens. You don't perform, you sit on the bench till you're good enough to make your start. And even with Malacia, you saw that. Yeah, Malacia has been sitting on the bench. Luke Shaw's gone in at centre-back over the likes of Lindelof, over the likes of Harry Maguire. Could be looking for a move out the door as well. But these are the things I like to see from Ten Hag, you know what I mean? If you're not performing, you sit out. The players that are performing get their start. And maybe, okay, we don't really see it with Anthony. He hasn't really been up to scratch, but he's still getting that opportunity. I mean, I'm pretty sure if Sancho was here and Sancho was playing, that maybe Anthony doesn't get that start. But we're getting the goals. Rashford scoring headers, scoring left foot, right foot, down the middle, from the wing, taking on players. This is the Marcus Rashford that we know. This is the Marcus Rashford that we love to see. And hopefully he can keep this form up, because it's very important, especially now where I know a lot of different players are scoring. Luke Shaw scored. Luke Shaw in the nosebleeds getting himself a goal. Casemiro getting himself a goal in this one. But we need our forwards, we need our front players to get them goals as well. You know, we can't always rely on the midfielders, DM scoring, our fullbacks are scoring, do you know what I mean, in that game. But, look, I'm happy at the moment. I'm happy where we are. I think we're 4th on the table with a game in hand on Newcastle on the same points as well. Our goal difference has been shocking this season. So slowly picking up them wins, picking up the goals as well, trying to creep back up. And we've got some couple of tough fixtures coming up with Manchester City. It was Manchester City, then Arsenal, but now I think they've jammed in a Crystal Palace game in there. So even them, they're up and down. What Palace are you going to get? You might get a decent Palace one week. You might get a shit Palace the next. So hopefully we go into this Man City game and we put it on them. We're seeing they are vulnerable in the back this season. Yes, their front attacking players, any attacking players they have, with De Bruyne there as well, we know the quality that they possess up front, but they are vulnerable in the back. So if we can hold them out this time, if we can close them, if we have to man mark Haaland out of the game, I know it makes it difficult with Mahrez and Foden and Grealish now in a little bit of form, but we need to make sure we pick up a result. A draw will be fantastic. I'll take a draw at the moment, but I think it's a possibility that we can get all 3 points this time around, and hopefully it's not a hammering, but we might do a preview on that game as well. And then we have Palace, and then followed by Arsenal. So it's going to be a tricky week or two for United. And if we can pick up some big points there, and pull away from the likes of Liverpool, pull away from the likes of Chelsea and Tottenham, and hopefully leapfrog Newcastle, and close the gap on Arsenal and Manchester City, and then the bus might be warming up outside very, very soon. That number 21 might be coming. You never know, but United get the win. I'm happy with that result. Going into the next game, some of these fixtures, Nottingham Forest, big result there against Southampton. They needed that win. It was almost like a 6-pointer, that relegation scrap there. West Ham, 2-2 with Leeds. I think they pegged one back late on, but West Ham I don't know, is Moyes, are we going to have to start talking about him in terms of what happens? West Ham needs something a little bit more fresh in terms of a manager. He's been doing well in the last couple of seasons, but this year they've completely dropped off. But they got the players there. They got the players. They might just need a new manager to rejuvenate them. And look, this is what I said about Crystal Palace. 1 week they're performing, next week they're getting slapped up to Spurs 4-0. Spurs needed this win. They needed the goals as well. They needed a good performance. Maybe it was a second half performance or first half performance there by the Spurs, but they got the result, and at the moment that's all that matters. Maybe they can get some players in the window as well. And Wolves here with Aston Villa as well, getting the 1 point. It's hard. They conceded late on as well. They needed the victory then to get them out of the relegation scrap there, but that was it for Thursday morning for us. And then finally Friday morning, Manchester City 1, Chelsea 0 at the Bridge. Chelsea now, it's not looking good for them. It's not looking good for them, even though the first half they could have maybe put 1 or 2 goals away, because Manchester City looked a little bit all over the place, but they jagged the goal. Questions over Kepa's goalkeeping there for that one. I don't know, kind of maybe had a Manchester City 1-0, who knows? But it's not looking good. I think one win in 9. Don't even know. It's a 1 win in 7 or something for. I have no idea. But then it's not looking good for. They had 6 draws. So what was it last time? Last time they had, was it 5 losses, 3 draws, 1 win, stuff like that. But then they even got knocked out by City in the cup. It's not looking good for Chelsea. Potter, yes, he's going to need time in my opinion. I don't think they can sack him now, let's be honest, because you brought in players that are not, you could say they're not his. I know he had some of the players at Chelsea, but still, do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you can't bring in a player for another manager and then hope this guy does something. He needs time. There is some patterns of play that you're seeing from Chelsea that you're saying, okay, yeah, this looks like a Graham Potter side, what we saw a little bit at Brighton, but it's going to take time. You don't want to be sacking Potter now. I think you give him to the end of the season. You give him next season as well. You give him some of his signings and see where Chelsea go from there. But at the moment, they need to bring bodies in. We forget that James has been out for how long? Chilwell's been out for so long. Even now, Pulisic, and they've had so many injuries throughout the season as well. I don't think it's fair to be like, oh yeah, it's just on the manager, you know what I'm saying? But in saying that, some of the teams that they've played, they need to be doing better. Even Sterling now has copped an injury the first 5 minutes in that game. So, I don't know, Chelsea fans, let me know what you're thinking in terms of the manager. Do you give him time? Do you give him to the end of the window, or do you give him an end of the season, or one more season after this? Or is it a case of, look, not good enough. We're Chelsea. We We need the big managers to come in, like maybe bring in a Zidane or something. I don't know, maybe a Pochettino. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys think, but it's not looking good for Chelsea. Manchester City, they haven't looked the best. They haven't looked like the Manchester City of old the last 2 seasons. But they're only 5 points now with that win behind Arsenal with that Manchester derby coming up. I don't know, maybe we do Arsenal a favour here. He'll help them out a little bit and we push closer to Manchester City, although Arsenal I think got a North London derby as well, so it'll be interesting seeing what happens there. And maybe we'll do a preview on that game as well, and we'll bring in the Aussie Gooner. Why not? He can have his say on how his team is going to lose to Tottenham. Steve-o. But look guys, a bit of a short one this time around. Liverpool getting them ones done to them by Brentford. You love to see. Keep it up, Liverpool. We love to see you guys lose, and we love to see that downfall continue with you lot. But big fixtures coming up this week, guys. Get your predictions in the comments as well. Manchester derby. Oh, we might do a video, but if we don't do a video, leave your predictions in the comments. Anyways, Manchester derby, North London derby, and yeah, guys, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.